So here's a quick video of exactly what I did to put this together and what it does. It runs off AC and DC power. On the back side, I've got it plugged in right now. So it's plugged in with a little switch so you can just run it off the wall, which is a little more efficient, a little easier. And then as you come in, it's got just an array of different switches and things. I'll unplug the batteries that are in it right now. Maybe you'll be able to see what all it can do. Just ran a quick test charge to make sure that all of the charging ports work, and from everything I can tell, it all seems to work just fine. I wonder. It's got kind of the power centers down here below, and when it takes in power, this blue light tells me that AC power is up and available. There's a power supply in there, and I can turn that off and on. So when it goes off, that shuts down all the power to everything up top. So right now it's got an amp meter up there that's just showing what the AC power can do. But should I fire it up, I can use that power. I can turn on the power supply inside and then just select it. It's designed to run off AC and DC power. So now that you got live DC power in here, and then the amp meter up top shows that there's live AC power, or DC power rather. This is the switch so that I can turn on everything up top other than just the meters. There's an AC plug like you'd have in your house, and it's got 2 USB outlets on it as well, so you can plug in drills and computers and battery chargers like this, or anything else that you might need, shop type stuff, or if you're out on the field, compressor, air, whatever. You can run a separate charger off this port like I'm doing right now. And this is actually a inverter. So if you were to be battery power only, you can take the DC power from the batteries and run this little inverter and get a couple of different sources there, plus a couple USB. There's some trim I'm working on still. This gives me the battery power, so there's internal battery inside, and right there at about a half charge, 2/3 or so is about where it needs to be if it's not in use. If I were going to take it out to the field for a day, I'd give that a full charge. So up on the deck, it's got a variety of little drawers that I can keep batteries and cables and whatever kind of tools that I'd use when working out in the field. Up here, when I power up the deck here, I switch it on, and this stuff all can come to life. So I can turn on an individual charger, I can turn on this big 4-port charger, and I can turn on an additional charger that'll run cooling fans so that it keeps cool if it were running a heavy load, but it's a little noisy with the fans. I got a fan that's a bit noisy. So that's kind of cool. It looks pretty cool on the outside. The last cool part is on the inside of kind of how it all works. So I'll shut this down just for now and show you how the power looks from inside. This lid is designed to close up so when I'm not using it, you don't get any dirt or debris or anything in there. There's a little latch to keep things from going when they shouldn't go. And then, I haven't tried this yet, but underneath on the inside, there's the guts to the whole thing. There's a few wires left to go tie off, but there's a big power supply where it takes all the power in, the relays and the circuit breakers, and kind of the guts of the whole operation. These are 4 8-amp-hour batteries tied together in parallel so that they can produce just a nice solid 12-volt system here for this when it needs to work. I do that just by switching on. Oops, dropped the camera there. I switch that on and this thing shows that it's working. It's actually showing that it's powered but not available for use because the power supply is being used, and it's designed to not run both of them at the same time. So if you switch that off, that'll tell me that the batteries are a go, and I can repower the system using battery. Because you wouldn't want to run two different sources at the same time like that, DC power, if not from batteries like that. So that's the 5.5 minute video showing you my crazy contraption that I spent probably way too long fiddling with over the last few months, and pretty excited that everything works as I had hoped.